This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, reports of elder fraud are on the rise in the U.S. That is according to a new report from the FBI.
Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard spoke with an assistant special agent in charge at the FBI Boston field office to learn more about this trend and how you can keep yourself and your loved ones safe.
This is a victim set that will never slow down, right? We can't stop aging. And so if people are out there and they think like, well, it would never happen to me. Well, the reality is that like it probably will.
According to its 2023 Elder Fraud Report, Americans over age 60 lost a total of $3.4 billion last year, nearly 11% more than the previous year. And here in Maine, the FBI received nearly 400 complaints with losses of more than $7 million. Assistant Special Agent in Charge Stephen Kelleher says one of the reasons why this is happening is because of increased technology use with the older Americans.
You know, we see schemes that range from the very, very simple where it's, the prince is saying you won a lottery and just send us some money for transmission fees or whatever else, all the way up to, like you talked about, AI generated phone calls. I'd say, one of the main reasons is because it's successful, right? There are a lot of victims and the loss amounts are large, right?
Special Agent Kelleher says despite the increased losses that were reported to the FBI, the actual number of victims could be much larger than we know about. He adds it's all right to have fallen victim to a scam over the internet. The important thing is to report it to the FBI and local law enforcement.
We're not confident that all of the numbers that we're reporting and that we're receiving are all of the numbers, right? And another unfortunate byproduct of these schemes is that the elders are extremely embarrassed. They've lost their life savings. They've lost their children's or grandchildren's future savings.
The best way to avoid falling victim to a scam is education, says Special Agent Kelleher. He adds one way the younger generations can help is by having conversations with the technologically active older loved ones about warning signs to look out for, such as impersonating law enforcement or demanding payment in gift cards.
It's becoming more and more sophisticated. Bad guys in bad organizations are not dumb. They know where the money is. And they move in that direction. And right now, unfortunately, this is an avenue that has been identified as being very profitable.
For more tips on how to avoid falling victim to a scam, you can visit our website. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Meanwhile, Winslow police are investigating the mistaken delivery of 2 boxes containing almost 30 pounds of pills believed to be fentanyl. Winslow police say a resident contacted them about an unexpected package from California that had arrived on Friday. They say the resident was not expecting any deliveries, and they say the package ended up containing multiple bags of pills, which tested presumptively positive for fentanyl. A second package containing more pills was then delivered on Saturday. All told, the 2 packages amounted to roughly 29.5 pounds of pills with a street value of as much as $2 million. Winslow Deputy Police Chief Randy Wing says the investigation is ongoing and no further information is available at this time.
A man accused of robbing a Big Apple store in Madison has been indicted by the Somerset County Grand Jury. 19-year-old Seth Johnson of Skowhegan was indicted on 1 count of robbery. According to Somerset County Sheriff Dale Lancaster, 2 men armed with guns reportedly took an undisclosed amount of money and merchandise before leaving the store on Old Point Road in August of last year. A Bingham man was also indicted on 5 counts of gross sexual assault against a minor. 19-year-old Justin Harris is accused of engaging in sexual acts with a child under the age of 12. The alleged assaults happened between January of 2023 and March of this year. And the grand jury also indicted 3 people charged in connection with a home invasion in Norwich Walk. 37-year-old Javier Coralin of Connecticut, 29-year-old Zaidi Issa of Pennsylvania, and 37-year-old Alexandra Gourds of Waterville were arrested in December after Somerset County deputies were called to a home on the airport road. The homeowner had allegedly been assaulted with a hammer during a robbery. All 3 were indicted on a variety of charges to include robbery and unlawful possession of drugs. Coralin and Issa were also indicted for assault and criminal threatening with a dangerous weapon.
Switching Years now, Maine's highest court heard arguments today regarding the governor's authority to call a special session of the legislature. The lawsuit, brought by a group of citizens and Republican lawmakers, is regarding actions between Governor Mills, Senate President Troy Jackson, and House Speaker Rachel Talbot Ross. According to the suit, when the legislature adjourned their first regular session last year after passing a budget, the governor did not have constitutional authority to call the legislature back into a special session after lawmakers voted not to return.
Point being is if the governor can convene a special session under Article 5 without regard to what the legislature does or doesn't do under Article 4 with regard to a special session, then there can't be a diminishment of the vote that you're saying.
And yet, in the facts that played out here, the specific vote of the legislature was whether or not to reconvene on April 5th, 2023, and that was rejected by the legislature.
Chief Justice Stanfill said the court will now review the arguments and issue their decision in writing. She did not give any kind of estimated timeline on when that decision might come down.
The legislature's Appropriations Committee met on Tuesday to decide how they should spend a roughly $11 million surplus on the state's budget. During the committee moved dozens of bills off what's known as the Special Appropriations Table, where bills require funding before making their way for a final vote of the Senate. The bills approved include more funding for Wabanaki and African American studies in Maine schools, establishing a civil rights unit in the Attorney General's office, and starting a system in the Department of Public Safety for tracking and storing forensic sexual assault kits. Lawmakers are expected to take up the approved bills when they return on Friday to address bills vetoed by Governor Mills.
Residents piled into the Belfast City Hall last night as the City Council voted to vacate an eminent domain order.
That order previously cleared the path for a new aquaculture facility to be built in Belfast. Our Grace Blanchard joins us now live on set with more details.
Thank you, Beth and Peter. In August 2021, the Belfast City Council granted a condemnation order to allow Nordic Aqua Farms to use land along the shore of Penobscot Bay for the development of a large salmon production facility. This was initially granted through the use of eminent domain. However, in their latest meeting, the City Council voted unanimously to repeal and vacate the order, leaving the future of the project unclear.
Tensions remain high in Belfast over a proposed aqua farm facility.
I am a 30-year business person in this town, and I know how healthy this town could be without the division that this corporation has brought us.
Community members both for and against the project shared their thoughts with the council during Tuesday night's meeting, before the council ultimately voted to lift the eminent domain order that had previously cleared the way for this project to go forward.
My feeling about Nordic is that they represent something fantastic. It's a fantastic possibility for the future.
The vote comes following a public hearing on the matter at the April 16th meeting, in which many residents argued it was a mistake and an abuse of power. This is the latest roadblock for Nordic Aqua Farms. The Norwegian-based company faced a lawsuit from opponents who claimed the intended land was private property. Maine's highest court ruled against the company in February of last year, saying the intertidal zone was in fact private property.
The city has a contractual agreement to use best efforts to provide an easement, which they did.
Members of the City Council said during Tuesday's meeting, the Maine Supreme Court's vote was one of the driving factors for their decision.
We're not telling you go away. We're telling you this plan doesn't work. And we're not telling you that. We're bringing to you what the court told us.
Representatives from Nordic say they have been working towards this project for the past 6 years.
I am proud of the way my team has persevered through hateful actions of opponents from Belfast and beyond as we push forward to deliver a project which will prove to be valuable for the city and the region.
We reached out to city officials and Nordic Aqua Farms following the meeting, but nobody was available for further comment. At this point, it is unclear what next steps the company will take to bring their project to fruition. Beth and Peter, back to you.
All right, Grace, thank you so much. So that saga continues. There's been so many ins and outs and twists and turns there. So definitely a highly contentious issue that is not getting any easier.
No, a story we follow closely and will continue to do so.
Absolutely. Well, taking a peek outside, you know, The day started out amazing, and then,
Yeah.
you know, a small deluge right in time for dinner time.
Yep,
Yeah.
reality kicked in. We were expecting the rain, but it was nice that we had a beautiful start to our day.
We had a nice start for sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks, let's go ahead and get a first check of our forecast and see what else is coming.
Thank you, Beth and Peter. Our first weather today is brought to you by Jordan's Furniture. It's not just a store, it's an experience, and visibility's not quite there. We're looking at some lowered visibilities in some spots. Look at Waterville's at 9 miles, 6 miles of visibility by Augusta, and then right at the coast, you see that pocket of very low visibilities closer to Rockland, around 2 to 3 miles. That's a combination of some fog, some thicker clouds, and of course, some rain all over the region. Hopefully, folks, listen and brought your umbrellas because they are definitely needed throughout the day today, but things will be improving. Still an active weather pattern ahead the next several days, but just wait, it's going to get better. Now, the wind's not quite there, 13 miles an hour in Rockland, 10 in Bar Harbor, so definitely a light breeze. Still overall, though, bring in those cooler temperatures right off the ocean, right at the coast, of course. Our overnight planner is showing more rain in the area. Finally, a little bit of improvements by those morning hours tomorrow. Other than that, temperatures back in those mid-40s. Beth and Peter?
All right, thank you, Conrad.
So the rain continues.
It does. And coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, Maine Maritime Academy students are about to witness a big change for the first time in nearly 3 decades. We'll explain.
And University of Maine students have developed something they think could eliminate forever chemicals that are polluting our environment. Those stories and more when we come right back.
Your best days of the year start here at Kubota Orange Days. It's the year's biggest selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA. Plus, get 0 down and 0% APR for 84 months or up to $2,800 off select BX tractors. Orange goes all day. Sales ending soon. Visit your local dealer today.
If you've been injured and think you can't afford a lawyer, think again.
You can hire Lowry & Associates, and there's no fee unless they win your case. Just call the twos.
We don't get paid unless you get paid. We call it the Lowry Guarantee.
They win or it's free. That's the Lowry Guarantee. Lowry & Associates settled my case for $400,000.
Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222.
We can go into a room and have absolutely nothing in there, nothing on the windows, no color, no character, no tone to a room.
That's, I think, where we're strongest, is being able to help someone envision what's going to go in that window.
And we leave, it's totally transformed into something that the customer wants it to be. We've often been told we make a room look better just by leaving it.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Maine Maritime Academy students set out for the school's annual training expedition this morning, but this voyage marks a new chapter for the academy. Our Devin Dagnall tells us more.
Behind me is the state of Maine leaving Castine Harbor for one final voyage.
It feels like the end of an era, for sure.
After nearly 3 decades of service at the Maine Maritime Academy, the state of Maine training vessel will be retired and replaced with a new ship following its 27th expedition. As the ship prepared to leave the coast, crewmates and onlookers alike reminisced the lessons the ship was able to provide to its crews over all those years.
It's a little sad to see this ship going because it's been here for so long. But then again, things do have to change.
I was thinking about, the first cruise I had been on this ship. In those 27 years of this ship, how far we've come. And to be able to be that kind of last chapter, that last period, it means a lot to us.
Like years past, this training expedition will provide the onboard MMA students invaluable hands-on training while visiting ports around the world. Over the next 75 days, the students manning the state of Maine will get a taste of what life at sea is really like.
This is an opportunity, the first time you go out to sea, where it's kind of trial by fire once we get out past the sea buoy, see if they really like it.
The ship and its crew are scheduled to make stops in Spain, Portugal, and Newfoundland before the crew returns in late July. MMA's new training vessel is set to arrive in early 2025. In Castine, Devin Dagnall, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Meanwhile, researchers at the University of Maine are working to develop a sustainable alternative to the PFAS chemicals that were once widely used in food packaging. Our David Ledford spent the day at their lab to get an inside look at their process.
Hopefully it will be able to replace PFAS.
This white paste may not look like much,
which kids like to call mashed potatoes.
But the highly refined cellulose coating could replace forever chemicals in commercial production. UMaine's Colleen Walker says the product could be applied to single-use paper plates to make them resistant to wet and oily foods in the same way as PFAS chemicals. She says the product is both safer than PFAS and made from one of Maine's readily available natural resources, tree pulp.
We throw it up into this tank up here, and we just fill this tank up with water. Then we move it over into one of these two tanks here. It gets pumped down and through these refiners. It turns into this material.
Through testing, Walker says they found that the coating is an effective barrier against grease. And unlike PFAS chemicals, it breaks down over time.
We can coat sheets of paper or molded pulp products, puts this wonderful layer that's kind of equivalent to plastic on top of pulp and paper.
Imagine you're having a pizza in a paper plate and you put the paper plate on your lap. You don't want the grease to go through the paper plate. If we are able to eliminate the use of PFAS at the very beginning, we don't have to worry about how to clean up our land or soil or water.
However, Walker says they still face some issues in development.
The challenge is taking that mashed potatoes material, getting that coated on a surface. It's very viscous, very thick.
But she says production of the coating could be boosted to meet commercial demand in just a few years.
This could be such a boon to America that we can use this forest-based material to help solve this national problem.
In Orono, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Wow. Of course, we've had the good fortune of having Colleen Walker here in our studio to interview, and there's so many amazing things going on at UMaine. But this is definitely one of the most eye-catching things I think that we've heard about because it addresses such a serious, really life-threatening issue.
Right, one that really hits home for Mainers, but is an issue all over the country.
All over, yep.
Yeah, really great to see that innovative work taking place.
Absolutely. Well, still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, Bangor International Airport is in the running to be named America's best small airport.
And in sports, Maine softball pulled off a big upset today in round 1 of the America East Tournament. We'll have highlights and reaction after the break.
Machias Savings Bank is proud to partner with Coastal Women's Health.
We want to be partnered with a company that's in Maine, that understands Maine values, but is committed to staying with Maine businesses and partnering for the future.
In the near future, Coastal Women's will be expanding our space to allow us to take care of more patients in southern Maine, and we're happy to be partnering with Machias to take care of our needs in that expansion.
Machias Savings Bank, the bank of yes.
Transform your surroundings with Paramount Paving, located in Bangor. They are your paving and seal coating experts. Whether it's residential maintenance to full commercial projects, Paramount Paving delivers quality that lasts. Book before June 1st and enjoy a $250 Visa gift card upon completion of your next paving project. Call us today at 602-8931 or visit us at ParamountPavingLLC.com. Paramount Paving, setting the standard for excellence. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Ever wish you could put a different spin on things? Play the Golden Spin Instant Ticket from the Maine Lottery, and you could win a trip to Las Vegas. Enter your non-winning tickets for a chance to win a trip to the Golden Nugget Casino and up to $250,000 at the Tri-State Golden Spin event. Why just spin your wheels when you could go to Vegas for the spin of a lifetime?
Hi, I'm Barry Gass, and my grandfather started Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear right here in Orono in 1911. Just after World War II, my father ran the business for decades. Now, with my wife and wonderful staff, we are continuing the tradition of bringing the American West to Maine. Our authentic Western boots are handcrafted for comfort, style, work, and casual wear. Saddle up with our premium selection of top quality saddles. Top it off with the perfect hat from classic to modern ranch. Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the KG. Stop in for hunting and fishing supplies, apparel, and homemade food.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thanks for staying with us. The playoff run continues this week. It is a fun week for Boston sports. Bruins puck drop is in just over an hour in Florida for Game 2 against the Panthers, and the Celtics taking care of business in Game 1 yesterday against the Cavaliers. Jaylen Brown led all Celtics with 32 points in the game. Derek White continued to stay hot with 25 points and 7 made threes. The Celtics won by a whopping 25 points, but a lot of the postgame conversation has been about Jason Tatum. Not the best shooting night for JT, 0 for 5 from 3, just 7 of 19 from the field, with only 18 points, but he added 11 boards, 5 assists, and 3 blocks too. Right now, he's Boston's leading rebounder and assister through the postseason, and his coach and teammates say it's really not just his shooting that impacts their winning.
I think he's doing a great job of taking what the defense gives him and finding any way to impact the game on both ends of the floor. And, that's what we need him to be, and I think he's doing a really good job of it.
People can have bad shooting nights, but what is he doing? Like, he has some great defensive plays. He made the easy passes, which led to assists. Big rebounds, what he ended up with, like 11 rebounds. So, like, it's just like the casuals who think, it's all about just the shots.
Don't be a casual. Let's go to some America East Tournament softball now. First day of the tournament, all in Orono. It all started Wednesday with 6-seeded Maine playing the day's second game against 3-seeded Bryant. Maine looking to pull off the huge upset over the Bulldogs. Top of the 6th, Maine down 3-0. Kat Fallon at the plate with 2 on. She jets this one, and that is out of here in a hurry to dead center field. A 3-run homer that ties the game late. Top of the 7th we go. Kylie Hernandez pinch hitting. That is a base hit into left field. They send Kyra Habba-Daly from second. She slides in to give Maine a 4-3 lead. Now it's 7-5. Bottom of the 7th. Mackenzie McAloon loops one into center. 2 runs come in to score. Bryant ties the game in the bottom of the 7th. 2 extras we go. Top of the 8th, Maine's Anna Margaitis, a grounder to short. The throw home gets away. Habba-Daly scores, and here comes Krista Francia. That makes it 9-7. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th for Isabel True. Alexis Laro flies it to right. Gabby Papushka makes the catch. That's the game. The Black Bears stun Bryant 9-7 for just their second conference win this year.
When it gets to the end of the year, we all just feel the love for each other and we don't want to stop playing together. It was super exciting and I'm looking forward to the rest of the week.
I think this one came with a lot of heart and a lot of passion today. We've been saying all year long we need to be good in May, so we're just trying to be good in May.
I've played a lot of games, but this definitely ranks top 3. We've worked so hard from the fall to the spring to this moment, and I just want to keep celebrating with them.
Black Bears move to day 2 on Thursday. They face 2-seeded Binghamton. First pitch scheduled for 1:30. That is all the time we have for sports. Here's Conrad Sapinski with your full 5-day forecast. Conrad?
Thank you, Tyler. Our main weather is brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio in Penobscot Plaza in Bangor, providing custom ink by licensed artists for over 20 years. And once again, another round of rain has arrived, still falling throughout the area. Now it's starting to calm down just a little bit, but throughout the day today, of course, these showers have been in our region. Now, once again, I feel like we've been talking about this the last week and a half. More storms are popping up down south, closer to Missouri, St. Louis right now, headed into Indiana and Ohio. There was actually a couple of confirmed tornadoes in the southern parts of Michigan. They actually declared a state of emergency. This was just 12 hours ago. Now, for us, though, we're not talking anything severe. Still some rain lingering into tomorrow morning, but then finally things will start to clear up and we will see those decreasing clouds throughout the day tomorrow. we're not done with that rain just yet, right? Don't put away those umbrellas. We are going to see that rain moving back into the area once again. Nothing heavy, though. We're not talking around an inch of rain. Just some light rain sticking around, maybe a quarter of an inch right at the coast. Here in town as well, Bar Harbor, Machias. This time around, you're going to be those big winners. You're going to get a little bit more rain than the rest of the state, possibly even over a quarter of an inch of rain. Now, high temperature-wise, though, not bad here in town. The coast, okay. You didn't get as lucky. You were back in those mid-50s. Rockland, Bar Harbor, into Machias. Millinocket area around 60 degrees. Greenville, not quite there. 57 degrees as a high temperature, slightly below average at that. Our average here in Bangor is around 63 degrees. Look at these temperatures. We're not going to be anywhere near that. Well below average the next several days, right through the weekend. We got to wait till next week to get those warmer temperatures. Bring out those boats, those grills. I mean, enjoy the outdoors. Monday into Tuesday, possibly reaching close to 70 degrees. But that is in several days. We still got to get through this cooler temperature trend for this week. For tonight, though, we are looking at around 45 degrees, cloudy skies, and rain showers will be continuing. Not the whole night. There will be lots of dry hours as well, but overall, though, you will need those rain boots and, of course, that umbrella. Same story for tomorrow. Overall, though, cloudy skies, some scattered showers in the area as well. Light breeze, temperature-wise, though, definitely chilly. Bring out those jackets, maybe those sweaters. We're only going to be at around 53 degrees. Our average is back in those mid-60s, so well below average temperatures. Our extended forecast outlook does show increasing clouds for Friday, still staying a bit chilly, slightly warmer, though, near 60. Then more chances of sprinkles on Saturday. Of course, not a good-looking day for Mother's Day. Don't forget to buy your mom some flowers. Of course, enjoy the day, but bring an umbrella. Definitely want to start out the day on the right foot. Rain will be in the area. Temperatures around 56 degrees. Beth and Peter?
Well, moms are used to making the best of it anyway, right?
That's right.
Yeah, being versatile and thinking on the fly. So I'm sure that, folks will find a way to make Mother's Day nice regardless.
Yep, a good day to enjoy indoors, perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps. All righty.
All right, well, there's more to come, everyone. Stay with us.
Every night is pizza night at Dragonfire Pizza. From wings, salads, and sides to our specialty wood-fired pizzas. You'll find everything you need to satisfy any craving by the slice or by the pie. A little slice of heaven is waiting for you at Dragonfire Pizza, Mill Mall, Ellsworth.
Buying a home is a big family experience.
Oh, where else would you want to live?
Every story's different.
I grew up on another farm, and now I own my own.
I got introduced to a credit union when I was in college. Whether they got one customer that day to 1,000 customers that day, it feels like you are the one. The lender that you're talking to, you'll see them after work at the T-ball game. It is our dream home. It's heaven, I guess.
Did you get mommy?
The local credit union can give you that peace of mind from start to finish, and that's what they did here.
Ready to create your backyard oasis? Alexander's Professional Landscaping will work with you to create your perfect outdoor space. Work one-on-one with our landscape designer to create a unique garden to fit your family's personal aesthetics and lifestyle. Have our pros install your new lawn, deck, or patio. Schedule a consultation today by calling 573-4497. Alexander's Professional Landscaping, the way landscaping should be. Raise your flag this spring with a new flag from Flags for Patriots in Bangor, providing flags for your home, state, business, or organization. We stock flags from all states and many countries, banners, bunting, poles, and accessories. Visit our website and order your new flag today.
Preheat this Jeopardy to 350.
I've actually been cooking my way through mastering the art of French cooking.
But has he got the ingredients for a Jeopardy win?
Even Julia Child could never have pictured such a thing.
Only on ABC 7.
Every night is pizza night at Dragonfire Pizza. From wings, salads, and sides to our specialty wood-fired pizzas. You'll find everything you need to satisfy any craving by the slice or by the pie. A little slice of heaven is waiting for you at Dragonfire Pizza, Mill Mall, Ellsworth.
Finally tonight, folks, being named the country's best small airport is no small feat. And the Bangor International Airport, well, they're in the running for that title. Newsweek.com is hosting a Reader's Choice poll to decide the best regional airport in the country. BIA is one of the choices on the list, along with the Jetport in Portland. And staff we spoke with say they credit the recognition to the airport's welcoming and traveler-friendly nature. Voting for the poll ends on the 23rd, so head to foxbangor.com to find out how to cast your vote for BIA. So cool.
Yeah, it is really cool, and it's a very visitor-friendly airport.
It certainly is, hence the title. All right, folks, that's all for us. Good night.
Good night, everyone.